Landon Valor loved the way I looked at him, like he was the sun, and I was just a flower, turning my face to follow his light. He was adjusting the knot of his silk tie in the grand mirror of our suite at the plaza, and I was right behind him, my reflection a soft focus echo of his sharp, tailored perfection. The Valor blue, I murmured, my fingers ghosting over the fabric. It brings out the storm in your eyes, he chuckled. A low, rich sound that used to make my heart flutter. Still my little poet, Ave, he turned, cupping my face in his hands. His thumbs traced my cheekbones, his gaze intense. You know I love you, right? He asked, his voice a velvet whisper. I leaned into his touch, my eyes closing in faint bliss. I know. And then I heard it, not his words, but the thought behind them, as clear and cold as the diamond on my finger, so perfectly trained, just like a loyal little puppy. The final touch for tonight's show. My smile didn't waver, my heart didn't break, it simply turned to ice, because tonight, at our engagement party, the show was about to become far more interesting than he could ever imagine. The grand ballroom of the plaza glittered, chandeliers dripped crystals like frozen tears, and champagne flowed like a river of liquid gold. This was Landon's world, a dazzling cage of wealth and power, and tonight, I was meant to be his most prized bird. He kept his arm securely around my waist, a gesture that looked like affection but felt like ownership. Darling, you remember Jensen Bell and Tanner Holt, he said, steering me toward his two closest friends. Jensen, with his slicked back hair and predator's grin, raised his glass to Avery, the girl who finally tamed the untamable Landon Valor. Tanner's eyes raked over my body, lingering on the neckline of my dress. She's a work of art. Lon, you sure you want to lock this down? Landon squeezed my waist tighter. She's not going anywhere. Lock it down. I heard Jensen's thought cut through the noise. He's just playing house until Odette comes back. This whole engagement is a joke. Tanner's mind was cruder. Damn, that body. Lon said we could have a taste after the wedding. I can't fucking wait to hear her beg. My blood ran cold, but my expression remained one of shy, grateful happiness. I had been playing a part for 3 years, the part of the meek, adoring housekeeper's daughter, plucked from obscurity by the prince of a New York dynasty, the girl who was so blinded by love that she couldn't see the truth. But something had shifted tonight. It was as if a switch had been flipped in my brain. A new channel suddenly tuned in, broadcasting the ugly static of everyone's real thoughts, and the truth was a symphony of contempt. Isn't she just lovely? A woman with a Botox-frozen smile said to her friend as I passed. A charity case in couture, the friend's mind replied. I give it a year before he trades her in for a model with a better bloodline. The praise was a lie, the smiles were masks. I felt a dizzying wave of nausea, but I anchored myself to the one solid thing in the room, my purpose. This wasn't a discovery, it was a confirmation. I had always known, on some level, that I was a project to him, a game. I'd seen the real Landon once, long ago. It was a rainy afternoon at Columbia University, 2 years into my scholarship and my role as his devoted girlfriend. I was searching for a quiet place to study in the library when I heard voices from a secluded alcove. It was Landon and Odette Blanchard, his unforgettable first love, the one who'd left him for a European duke before I came along. You've done well, Landon. Odette's voice was like honey laced with poison. You've turned that proud little thing into a proper pet. Landon's laugh was low and cruel. It was easy, a few expensive gifts, some empty promises. She's desperate for this life. She'd do anything to keep it. But the final step is the most important, Odette murmured. The wedding. Make her believe she's on top of the world. Then, when everyone is watching, you break her, utterly. Her next words were a whisper I would never forget. I want her to end up just like her father. A pathetic leap from a great height. A chill had seized me then. A bone-deep cold that had nothing to do with the drafty library, my father, sticks, and supply chain optimization. It was a dull field.